Hello, welcome, welcome. So great for you to be here tonight. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. And we're going to get into true crime in Cambodia and go over some of the latest headlines of the week and check it out, see what kind of crazy things are happening. And the cat's in front of my screen. Okay. There we go. Okay. Khmer Times. They put all their stories online right away, no paywall. So if you're interested in other topics in Cambodia, feel free to go and check them out, because we're just going to scroll through for things that are more about the crime. So breaking news, 48 minutes ago, Phnom Penh police have issued a directive prohibiting the sale of firecrackers and fireworks in conjunction with the celebrations for Chinese Vietnamese New Year. So we'll see how well they do with that crackdown. I'm sure there's some people that will still get their hands on them. Things like Roman candles that shoot fireworks up into the air and things are very common here. They're not normally illegal. So you will have people using them a lot. Ako and Chani made me cheeseburger casserole for dinner, and it's so good. Oh my goodness. It was really, really good. There's been a lot of talk about the air quality, that it was like in some kind of red zone. It was really polluted over the last week, and that it's gotten better now. Indian scam mastermind arrested after return from Cambodia. He was running a cyber fraud syndicate and left Cambodia. I guess he tried to get out of Cambodia before he got caught, because he knew they were onto him. But when he arrived in India, the Indian police got him. Drunk foreign driver sent to court after the death of a Cambodian. He was drunk driving in Sahanoukville. Yes, I got it. A police officer killed in a blazing car, 6 injured in a Phnom Penh smash. Yeah, that looks bad. Let's take a look at the pictures. Happened at 12:25 p.m. So does that look like noon? Does that look like noon to you? No, that's at night, which would make it 12:25 a.m. Chba Ampo district. Wow. Ugh. I think that's the arm of somebody. So it looked like this Toyota Highlander did a roll. According to sources at the scene, before the accident, a man was seen driving the white Toyota Highlander in a north-south direction. He swerved to the left and hit a Toyota Alphard, which I think is a minivan, traveling in the opposite direction, causing both vehicles to overturn. Immediately, 5 to 6 people, men and women, got out of the Alphard. The vehicle then burst into flames, while the man driving the Toyota Highlander was trapped inside the vehicle and died. Wow. So it ended up like this, but they were able to get out of it before it burst into flames. Well, good. I'm glad that none of them died, since it wasn't their fault. Wow. Is anybody here? Any comments? No comments yet. All right. And then if you're new to my True Crime in Cambodia channel, this could be a news story for you. But if you've been watching for a while, you know that this is a common way that police deal with young gangsters. So let's check this one out. Cut down to size, free haircuts for the Phnom Penh gang members. I love it. I love it. So they don't send them to jail necessarily, depending on what they've got. I mean, if they're just being disruptive and they're not actually involved in a violent crime, then this is what they do. So, of course, the writer's favorite term, yobs, assorted Phnom Penh yobs, suffered the indignity of punishment haircuts after the police arrested them. The 9 gang members were given haircuts and sent to court. So I guess this is what they look like, or this is at least 4 of them before their haircuts. 25, 18, 25, and 20. And then there was also a 14, 15, 15, 15, 13. So young teenagers of a high school were arrested because they were riding their motorcycles on public roads in an anarchic manner. Oh, look, now they're making them do exercises with their haircuts. Here they are getting their haircuts. And I love it that they make this public, you know. So shaming people into correct behavior is a thing here. You know. So while they're shaving their hair and doing the calisthenics, they're forced to chant, "I am a gangster riding motorcycles. Don't follow me. From now on, I will stop riding motorcycles." Good. Gotta love it, you know. Let's see, what else? Knife-wielding louts arrested. 2 swordsmen have been arrested. And they look like they're a little seasoned compared to the other ones. Or maybe this is more of a protege, and this guy looks kind of hardened. It's really skinny too. 2 p.m. in Poi Pet. Police spotted a group of 3 suspects on a motorcycle carrying 2 knives. Here's the knives. So it's a more machete style. So they brought them in for questioning, and one of the 3 escaped, and they're still hunting for him. So they confessed that they were indeed carrying these machetes, seeking revenge on those who came after them. Based on the confession and concrete evidence, they prepared a case and sent it to the headquarters for further procedures, which may or may not involve shaving their heads. Hey, Seagull Rock Squawk in house. Good to see you. Yeah, shave on. Delivery youths arrested for crashing a foreigner's car. I saw this headline. I have not seen the story yet. It definitely sounds very interesting. So, you know, delivery of food and also whatever you want to buy is very popular in Cambodia. Usually the delivery drivers are on motorcycles. So let's see what happened. 3 a.m., a violent incident occurred in which a Chinese national was chased by a group of delivery riders who attacked his vehicle and seriously injured him because he had fled after allegedly causing a traffic accident. Whoa. Oh, it's not just a mob. It's all the delivery drivers. Look at all of them. Look at how, this is a great picture. How's it looking for you guys? Yeah. Oh my goodness. All those orange boxes are the delivery boxes. So, okay. Now, this is why drivers will often flee, because if this was an angry mob that's going to pull you out and beat you to death, this is why they will run away. Oh, so apparently the black SUV hit this car first, and he fled, and he fled from that accident. Oh, there's a blue car too. What? So there's this silver car and then a blue car that are both damaged. But these are the 4 delivery drivers they arrested. And here's the Chinese driver that was injured. Okay, so there's maybe some more to this story. So he was probably drunk and driving and hit. If he damaged 2 cars, because his car is this black SUV, or actually looks like a minivan. So it looks like they were chasing him down because he didn't stop at those other 2. So they were being the vigilante. The delivery drivers looked like they were trying to be vigilantes by chasing him down after he ran into the other 2 cars. And then they finally stopped, or somehow when they stopped. So but mob justice is not justice. You stop him and you wait for the police to come and take him. You don't. So apparently they went too far. It looks to me. And Karen is in the house. Welcome. Rainy Street Ripper Case. Click to follow. Well, maybe we can check that out after our Cambodian stories. I'd be interested to see what that's about, Karen. Thank you for alerting us. Okay. There were some earlier stories about the air quality concerns. Cambodia is creating a high-level body to tackle online scams, so that's good. Oh, and they've made it a law now. They've approved the law to count. So if anybody denies that the Khmer Rouge era was like genocidal, then that is against the law now. So it's kind of like laws about denying the Holocaust. It's the same thing. So they've just approved a law. If you deny the Khmer Rouge atrocities that happened, then you're going to be committing a crime. Cracking down on drunk drivers, good. And the Ministry of Education was advising students to wear face masks because of the air quality. So that's good. Oh, this story. I mean, 3 girls seriously injured after being thrown from Ferris wheel. So I did not read the story. I was waiting to look at it with you. So here was the Ferris wheel, kind of like a carnival style. Here is the seat box, right? The cage kind of thing that fell off the Ferris wheel. So they were seriously injured when the car holding them was thrown from a faulty Ferris wheel in Soi Ring province around 9 p.m. Witnesses at the scene said around 9 p.m. it appeared that a screw affixing the car came loose while the girls were riding the Ferris wheel. I don't know which. It looks like this is the missing spot right here where it should have been, but it had already fallen down. 2 were 15 and 1 was 14. And so there it is on the ground. They're receiving treatment at the hospital. The police summoned the owners of the spinning wheel business. Yeah, so they confessed that at 3 o'clock, okay, wait, when did this happen? January 23rd. So 2 days before they bought the Ferris wheel for children to ride. I wonder if it meant they rented it. No, but it says it's the owners. So they bought it for the children to ride during a festival without asking authorities and local authorities. Not that there would have ever been any kind of inspection. However, they did not expect such an accident to occur. I don't think anyone expects it. So, yeah, currently I don't think there's any kind of regulations or inspections on carnival rides. So that's the risk that you take. So what else we got? Ooh, journalists detained on charges of inciting serious disorder to Social Security. So this could be like unjustified, or it could be justified. Let's look at it. So here's the two journalists. So the court ordered a temporary detention for them. On January 20th, the commissioner of the police, the Phnom Penh police, posted on his official page that he would like to invite these two journalists that posted an image of alleged torture to join him in clarifying the matter at the police department. He said, if they do not come, I will have the experts issue an official invitation letter. Interesting wording. I hope the owner of the page will understand and come in person. Thank you in advance. He posted the message after they posted. Their post said, initial information, criminals are brutally torturing people in the Kai Tuk village, Tien Sankat, Phnom Penh city. Well, he wasn't saying the government, or they weren't saying the police. They're saying criminals were brutally torturing people. Probably related to like these the call center scam, the scam call centers. Later, the owners of the page refused to cooperate with authorities, and so then that's when they got the order. They're awaiting a trial date. Well, I don't know. I mean, if it's true, then they shouldn't be prosecuted if it's true. But what the government is saying, and I'm not saying I agree, I'm just saying their perspective is that if you say anything that disparages Cambodia's image, then you are creating, as it said up here, disorder, serious disorder to Social Security. When they say Social Security, they're not talking about like America's Social Security retirement money. They're talking about, like social unrest, the opposite. So social order, that would be the term, that they're threatening the social order. But if they're reporting on the truth, then I have to say that I think that the court should take, a look at this and instead use it as like a tip. Use it as a tip to go get the criminals. Okay, next. U.S. police officer sentenced for murder of Cambodian American. So let's see what this is. A judge has sentenced a serving police officer to almost 17 years in prison for shooting a Cambodian American to death in 2019. This was in King County. I guess it's in Washington State. At least he was an officer in Washington State. There is a large Cambodian community in the Seattle area. It's not the largest, but there is a large community there. So Nelson was the police officer, and he took the opportunity to harm others and abused his power. They're saying that the young man, Jesse, was homeless at the time of the incident when the officer responded to a call that a man was throwing objects at cars in a parking lot. And he shot him twice, saying that the man had tried to grab his gun and knife. But the prosecution argued that Nelson failed to de-escalate the situation or wait for backup before getting into the physical confrontation and shooting him. So he was found guilty and sentenced to almost 17 years in prison. Oh. Vietnamese authorities bust a $40 million cross-border fraud ring, high-tech fraud ring. Family seeks life sentence for ungrateful son who stabbed his stepfather to death. Now, this, I only saw the headlines. I did not see the story. I was waiting to look at it with you guys. So we'll see together exactly what happened, because this son was in Australia, came back to Cambodia and killed the stepfather. So I don't know if he came back with that intention, or if when he came back for a holiday, something happened and he killed him. Let's see if we can find out. We don't always get all the details. So the family of a Battambang, that's the name of the city, man who, despite receiving the chance to study in Australia and obtain a master's degree, returned back home and stabbed his stepfather to death. And the family is saying that they want justice. And I don't know if that means send him to prison or let him go. All right, let's find out if we can figure it out. It says a premeditated murder case in which the murderer, the firstborn son, killed his stepfather, reached the Supreme Court in early 2025. So that's him. The murder took place on the evening of December 13th in 2023 at the victim's house in Battambang province. The authorities investigated, arrested, and charged him. And then there was the provincial court, and then the Court of Appeal decided to give him life imprisonment and pay 600 million real in compensation. According to security cameras, okay, let's see what was on the security cameras. It became clear that the murder was indeed a premeditated act, with the accused acting recklessly, using a weapon to threaten the victim's life. On the day of the incident, the accused rode a motorbike from Battambang City to the victim's house, parked the motorbike outside the fence, turned off the light switch. We're getting some details with this one to cut off the electricity, and secured. Oh, wait. Not the switch of the fence. So, okay, let me explain that a lot of times, especially more out in the countryside, but also sometimes in Phnom Penh, you will have an exterior switch for all the electricity in the house. So if you leave the house, you turn off that switch, you don't have to worry about things that are plugged in or not plugged in, because there's no electricity going into the house. So they're saying that once he arrived at the house, he turned off that switch, and they're saying that he's thinking that because it cut off the electricity, if the security cameras were plugged in to the house, then they wouldn't have electricity anymore, right? So they wouldn't work. He rushed in, stabbed the victim from behind with a sharp knife, deeply stabbing him in several places so that he could not fight back. After the murder, the electricity and security cameras were turned on again, and images from the scene showed the victim lying on a fallen chair with bloodstains. In response to the charges, the accused and her mother and his mother denied the charges during the previous hearing, saying that it was a dispute between them and the victim and requested a reduction in sentence. So what? Saying that it wasn't premeditated like the charges are premeditated? They're saying that there was a dispute, so that made it okay? The victim's family hopes that the Supreme Court will provide the same justice to their family, just like the first and second instance courts, okay, the first courts, which sentenced him to life imprisonment. The victim's daughter said that her stepbrother, is that the same name? Let me check. Vanavi Vichna. Yes. So the victim's daughter stated that her stepbrother, the accused, well, I don't know why I keep saying accused at this point. He's been convicted. But anyway, that he killed her stepfather. No. Oh my goodness, this is like, first, they say the victim and her mother, but the victim, I mean the accused, this guy. They say this guy and her mother. Well, no, it's his mother. This guy and his mother. Then they say that the stepfather's daughter, who's the stepsister, right? Stepsister, stepbrother, but it's her father. But then they call him a stepfather. They say she's the daughter, and then they say the man is her stepfather. Oh, I hate it. I hate it when come on. I used to be a sub-editor. I always make sure that you get these things straight. So that he killed her father. Either that or she's a stepdaughter. Mr. Hay had raised the victim, raised Van Navi since childhood, and sent him to study in Australia until he learned to read and write and had a master's degree. However, Van Navi was ungrateful and killed her father by stabbing him in the back 9 times, preventing him from fighting back. The victim's daughter stated that this is a brutal murder, and if the accused is not sentenced to life in prison, it will certainly cause fear and threaten the lives of himself and his family. It's the daughter of herself and her family. The victim's family would like to thank the police and the courts for the arrest and sentencing. Even though both courts have ruled this way, the case is not over yet because the accused and his mother are continuing to appeal at the Supreme Court. They still refuse to acknowledge the truth, which is completely contrary to the results of the investigation. In this regard, the victim's family is requesting to review and handle this case. Oh my gosh, that was a nightmare to read. I'm sorry. Okay. I have no comments on that one because it just wasn't clear. Okay. Silver langurs cited. Look at that monkey. I mean, it's got a baby too. Silver langurs. Good. Hey, Cassie. Ooh, a second dolphin calf spotted this year. That's good too, because the Mekong River dolphins, called Irrawaddy dolphins, are nearing extinction. And so if a second calf has been spotted this year, that's good. Okay, crime. Oh, by the way, if you ever wonder, okay, like these are people. So instead of like buses, most public transportation, in a sense, is private transportation on, and this would be called a romak. So tuk tuk-tuks are not romuks. Romuk is a trailer that's being pulled by a motorcycle. Like this is a big trailer, and it's got it's got pieces of wood across for like bench seating. And then once those are full, then you got people sitting on the edges as well. And these are probably like garment worker, factory workers on their way home. So just as long as everybody's going safe, I mean, driving safely, it's not a big deal. But you get a drunk driver on the road or something, and then you get in an accident with one of these, there's usually deaths. 38 were arrested as a brothel was busted in Phnom Penh, reportedly offering underage girls to patrons, masquerading as a KTV establishment. That's, karaoke. But like it's private room karaoke's. See if it says which one. Mlup Suite. So this is probably the inside of the KTV. There's the outside of the KTV. Oh, okay. So you see the lights here, but this is the road. So this is actually kind of exterior, and then you go inside. Generally, they'll have these benches that all these girls are sitting on. So as you're walking in, right, you come up and you walk in and you choose girls to go with you into the karaoke rooms and sing karaoke with you. See, there's the bench, the sofa. It's like a sofa. So they're all sitting on the sofa while the customers come in and choose them. But they're saying that some of the girls were underage and secretly offering sexual services to the customers. Sensok district. They arrested 38 men and women, including 4 men. 38 men and women, including 4 men. Okay. And they're taking the motorcycles that were parked there. All right, good. Crack down on the nasty stuff. Air quality. There's the dolphin again. 500 tourists visit Sihanoukville on the Crystal Symphony. So that's nice. I like to see more cruise ships coming. Sihanoukville cracking down on drink driving. I hate that. I think that's a British thing. We call it drunk driving in American English. Cool, foggy, delicious, cool, foggy conditions with temperatures as low as 14 degrees. That was just the last few days. And that's Celsius. So let me tell you what that is in Fahrenheit. 14 Celsius to Fahrenheit. 57. That's cold. That is cold for Cambodia. Normally, when it gets down to like 70, that's when they're issuing warnings. And this was getting down to 57 Fahrenheit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no wonder it was cold. It was cold. And they're spraying for dengue fever, mosquito abatement. Come spray over here because they're like all around my house. It's driving me nuts. King of Cambodia donating $1,000 to the Cambodian Red Cross. Ministry of Health issues health protection measures during Chinese New Year, basically telling people to wear masks, keep a safe distance, wash your hands, don't sneeze or cough on people. This is a typical Chinese New Year thing. So tomorrow, I mean, okay, like I went by the dog food, cat food, the feed store. I was just going to get a can of cat food, but as I pulled up, I saw the sign in the window that they're going to be closed tomorrow and for 3 days. And I know I'm low on dog food, And if I don't buy it there and I end up having to buy it in the grocery store, it costs a lot more. So I got a bag of dog food too while I was there. Chinese New Year starts tomorrow. So banks, if you're watching this and you're in Cambodia and you're not aware, most of your banks will be closed. A lot of businesses will be closed tomorrow and potentially for 3 days for the rest of the week. Man dies after high-speed tamarind tree smash in Phnom Penh. Tamarind trees they're all over the city. Yeah, that's not pretty. The man died and 2 other people were injured after the car drove at high speeds into a tree at 2 a.m. Oh, Choi Chung Far. That's where I live. Not recognizing this. On a concrete road. Sangat Bat Kang. That's not my area, so. Wow, look at that tree. Damaged but holding strong. That's a strong tree. Tree versus car, the tree wins. And not only is it a tamarind tree, it's a French tamarind tree. One person died sitting in the back seat while the driver was slightly injured, and another person in the back seat was seriously injured and sent to hospital. Sent to the hospital. That's British. Just sent to hospital. Anyway. Ooh, 70 arrested after tip-off on no drug mobile app. Well, let's see what this is about. No drug mobile app. Look at these 70 people, including a number of foreigners. So they're drug users. They were arrested after an anti-drug raid following a tip-off on the no drug mobile app. After the they received a tip that there was a case of illegal distribution and trafficking of drugs at the Chalk Point. Whatever that is. Oh, okay. I think I'm getting it. I think the government has created a mobile app called No Drug. And that is for people to use it to give tips. So somebody put a tip in the app and then police acted on it and were able to arrest 70 people, including 3 Indonesians. They're not going to have pictures of all 70. Oh, look, these are their drug tests. I think it is pictures of all 70. That's it. Oh, baby. 2 injured in a... Oh. I think I know this one. I think this is right like an hour before Chani and I went to a dinner, and she was showing me on Facebook that I think about this accident. Let me just let the cat in. Get in. Come on, I'm live. This is the troublemaker. This is baby. Say hello, baby. Okay. Okay, no new comments. Okay, let's see. The driver plowed into them and then fled the scene. Oh, 10:30 a.m. in Tulkor. Okay, no, it's a different accident. Oh, they were just injured. Yeah, this other one was, there were 2 students and they got hit in not a high-speed area, an area called Bang King Kong, and they died. And that was about an hour before we got to the restaurant that we were going to. Go on, Mama Kitty, move. Blood drive, foggy conditions, air quality. Families of disgraced former tycoons victims push for a life term in jail. Oh, look at this story. Talk about only in Cambodia. I saw the headline. Like I said, I see these headlines and I just wait until I'm going to be with you guys so that we can explore them together. Ex-pagoda chief jailed for cutting off fingers of a novice monk, a pagoda boy. So this is, and he's been defrocked. He's not in an orange robe. He's the ex-monk chief named Mao Vibol from Tul Anka Pagoda and in Prevang province, allegedly cutting off the fingers of a novice monk and a pagoda boy in a fit of anger over accusations of theft. 37 years old. I mean, I could almost understand if the guy was 80 and this is the way we used to do things, you know. But a 37-year-old, come on. He only faces 5 to 10 years in prison. The incident occurred on the evening of January 13th. He accused a 16-year-old novice monk and a 15-year-old pagoda boy of repeatedly stealing food and money from the pagoda, including rice, noodles, and canned fish. In a violent response, Vibol reportedly used a blade to sever the fingers of each boy. After the attack, he expelled the 2 victims from the pagoda that same night. They returned to their families. He reported the incident to local authorities. Good. Police investigated the case after receiving those complaints. And following the official inquiry, he was defrocked and expelled from the pagoda by the monk committee, and he was subsequently arrested. The case has shocked the local community. I would think so. Good. The fact that they're shocked means this kind of thing is not normal. So yeah, that is quite a story. Yes, dead mosquito. Well, mosquito blood anyway. Oh, maybe that was a previous one. I don't know. Okay. Crackdown on drunk driving and approves steel fence installations. Interesting. I think we're almost to like where we left off last time. This is kind of interesting to me. It says Cambodia is set to become the first country in the region to implement HIV prevention jabs. So it's called Cabot-Gravir, whatever that is. Long-acting injectable to prevent HIV through exposure. And we're going to be the first country in the region to implement it. Waste incinerators, that's good. Crime. 4 dead, 5 injured. Oh, I have a video, probably in the real Cambodia. It might just be a short. I don't know if it's a short, but so I have a playlist called The Real Cambodia. It's probably there. And so like last year or the year before, I saw all these people gathering outside this house. And I'm like, what's going on? So I went over there to find out. And so every year, this guy's a very rich tycoon in Cambodia, and he gives free money to people. every year, like on his birthday or something. I don't know. But there was a crush with the people. I don't think there was an actual stampede. I think it was just a crush. And 4 people died and 5 were injured this year. So I wasn't there this year, but I remember seeing this event happening. And like once the word gets out that it's the day that he's doing it, yeah, there's huge, I mean, the people just keep coming. We've got video. So Sok Kong is his name. It's his annual charity distribution at his residence on Norodom Boulevard. There's one of the people being taken away in the ambulance. This is across the street from his house, as I recognize this bank. I guess this is what somebody that died, pixelated. 1, 2, 3 people. This is outside. So now they've got the gates closed. But those gates would have been opened earlier. Or maybe these are people that are like, before it happened, they're all waiting for the gates to open to go in. Even if it's after it happened and they closed the gates, the people are probably like waiting to see if they're still going to get money. So he's paid. Oh, the Phnom Penh governor has provided money to the family of the deceased and to the injured people. And the tycoon also donated double that amount. So 5 million reals. I don't know what that is. And I guess I can look it up for you. To USD. $1,200. So the governor gave $1,200 to each of the deceased and about half that to the injured, each of the injured. And the tycoon gave like almost $3,000 to the people that died, and also around 1,000 to the injured. It was due to overcrowding. All 4 victims were elderly. So large crowds gathered to receive the red envelopes, which are called Ang Pao, as part of the charitable events. Each attendee was supposed to be given 40,000 real, which is $10, and 2 kilograms of rice. Eyewitnesses reported chaos as the crowd swelled, leading to suffocation and fainting. So, let's watch the video.
Ôi, trổ lại. Ôi, bọc trổ lại. Bát lại ta phát rồi. Trổ lại. Nè, trổ lại. Ôi, pru là ơi.
So here's all the people waiting. They're opening the gate.
Không bị chết tôi choan ngoạp là ơi. Ôi, đi chọt mấy nào ơi. Ôi, kịp chọt bác đi trôi. Chala, sampai mix chala.
Now they did. They're calling it a crush. And another man crushed to death, a motorcyclist, the latest victim of speeding drivers. Knife gangsters arrested in Phnom Penh. 5 knife-wielding louts. That's a butcher knife. They're all pretty young looking too. Personalized license plates are going to be available for motorcycles, but I got to check this out because it's going to be too much for me. But I'm curious. Oh, it doesn't say how much it'll cost. But what I have found out is that once you pay like the $10 to get your license plate, you don't have to pay an annual fee. Cars do, but motorcycles don't. You only pay once and you're done. And okay, yeah, and we covered this story. Or at least, well, we covered the death. I'm not sure if we covered that they arrested the man who strangled the woman and then stuffed her under the bed and left. And then the cleaning lady went in to clean the room and found the body underneath the bed. So they have arrested him. All right. So, okay, I'll do a quick Rainy Street Ripper case. Rainy Street Ripper. What, a song by the Night and White Satin? What? Oh, no. Okay. Is there a serial killer in Austin, Texas? I do remember Austin, Texas having that, like, you know, is there a serial killer? But I thought that the person was missing. Okay. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, Lady Bird, 14 people have disappeared around Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas. I don't know how many of them have actually been found. I don't know why they're calling it a ripper unless there's stabbings involved. But that means you had to have found people. So there's a young man. Well, here's someone who says, I survived the Rainy Street Ripper. And you can kind of see here's a, well, it's small. It's probably larger there. Some of the people that have gone missing in this area. Like that. There you go. From 2 of them, no, 1, 2, 3, 4 gone in 2022. Another 4 in 2023. Oh, and 5. 1 in 2024. Yeah, so I'd have to dig some more into that. Thank you, Karen, for that tip. I appreciate it. And before anyone leaves, please let me remind you that love transcends time and space. So wherever and whenever you are listening to me, I love you. I do. I really appreciate that you're here choosing to spend your time with me and the mosquitoes and the cats. And for whatever, sometimes we're playing games and just, you know, let's not worry about other stuff. Sometimes we're covering the Cambodia true crime. Sometimes we're covering some of the other hot news true crime in America or around the world. So Tomorrow is music trivia games. So we'll have fun with that. Music Jeopardy. So if you want a little break from everything, it's the same bat time, same bat channel. I'll be here to have fun with you. So thank you for joining me tonight, or whenever you are watching this. Hope you have a good day, and I will catch you later.